My dear child, hear my heart as I speak directly to the depths of your soul. You are not merely a figure moving through the shadows of your days, though it may sometimes feel as though you are burdened beneath a sky of heavy clouds, unseen and unprotected. No, you are enveloped, swaddled in my unfailing embrace, a covering so vast and profound that it reaches beyond what your eyes can perceive and your spirit can grasp. You are covered wholly and completely in a divine mantle woven from threads of grace, mercy, and unwavering love. This covering shields you amid storms and tempests. It wraps you in peace when chaos surrounds you, and it stands as a fortress against the fiercest attacks of doubt, fear, and despair. The world may try to strip you bare, exposing your vulnerabilities and sorrow, but I am your shelter, your refuge, your eternal covering. I know the weight you carry, my beloved, the pain that lingers quietly in your heart, the wounds that no one sees, but that ache persistently within. I see your struggles, every solitary moment when you feel exposed and vulnerable. Often, you hide your tears and cloak your failures because you fear judgment or rejection. But I say to you now, come no longer behind veils or walls of pretense. Come into the open beneath the canopy of my protection, where your wounds can breathe, where your healing can begin. There is no shame in laying down your armor before me. For beneath my covering, there is safety, not condemnation. Beneath my wings, your past cannot bind you, your mistakes cannot define you, and the voices that whisper you are abandoned cannot find their place. Imagine a vast sky painted with the deep hues of twilight, where stars pierce the dark canvas with radiant light. This is how my presence hovers over you, steadfast, unchanging, luminous, even in the darkest night of your soul. Just like a mother hen gathering her chicks beneath her wings, I draw you close. I enfold you with a love that is both tender and fierce, gentle and protective. You are collected not by chance, but by intention. Every fiber of you is treasured and secured in my hands. This covering is not a mere cloak, but a powerful refuge, designed to hold you unshakably when the winds howl and the floods rise. You may feel small, insignificant, or unseen, but to me you are precious, radiant, and eternally valued. This protective embrace is not earned by your struggles or achievements, but is given freely as a gift of my grace. You do not have to labor or prove yourself to me for this covering to settle upon you. It is unconditional, endless, like the vast ocean that stretches beyond the horizon without limit or boundary. When burdens press down or when fear tries to creep its way into your thoughts, remember that I have already surrounded you. Nothing can penetrate the shield I have placed around your heart. Even when you falter or lose your way, my covering remains fast, enduring with a strength that outlasts every hardship, every storm. My dear child, I invite you now to rest in this truth. Allow your spirit to find quiet beneath the shadow of my wings. Let the noise of your fears and the chatter of your doubts fade into silence as my presence becomes your sanctuary. It is here, within this sacred space of divine covering, that you are renewed. Here you do not need to hide or strive, but simply be. Your true self, raw, imperfect yearning, is embraced fully. I'm not distant or indifferent. I'm intimately involved in every heartbeat, every breath, every sigh you release into the stillness of your prayers. Beloved, this is a call to lay down your burdens at my feet and to receive the covering I am extending to you this moment. It is more than protection. It is a profound invitation to trust again, to believe once more in the security of my presence. When doubts assail you, remember that you are not walking through the shadow alone. My light is your guide, my hand your steady hold. Let this truth settle in you like a balm. You are covered, wholly and eternally, by a love that cannot be undone or overcome. Step into this covering with confidence and peace. Know that no matter the storms you face, no matter how cold the nights or how fierce the battles, you are wrapped in the warmth of my care. I am your shield, your guardian, your eternal defender. And in this divine shelter, there's no fear, no cause for trembling. Only the unbreakable promise that you are cherished beyond measure. If your heart is stirring with this assurance, do not turn away. Draw near to me, for the covering is ready. My love is waiting to sustain you through every moment ahead. My dear child, I see the heaviness that dwells within you, the burden you carry, so silent and so heavy that it seems to press down on every breath you take. In the quiet moments when the world steps away, you feel the weight of your own heart, a darkness that whispers lies, doubts, and fears that seek to rob your peace. I know this struggle intimately. I have walked in the shadows of your soul, knowing every ache, every failure you think you hide from me. You cannot hide. It is to me that you are most exposed, and yet I do not shrink away but draw near with unfailing patience. Do you sense my presence, my beloved, when the night is long and your spirit feels worn? I am there, near as the breath you draw, though the noise of your own anguish may drown me out. You might believe that I am distant or even indifferent to the internal wars you fight. But those are lies born in the pit to separate you from my truth and my love. I am with you in your wrestling, more present in your weakness than you have ever imagined. Though the storm rages within, I am your sanctuary, your strong tower, never shaken nor moved by the tremors of your soul. I have seen the places where you stumble, the moments when despair clutches tightly, threatening to steal your hope. Know, child, that I am not swift to condemn, but slow to anger and rich in mercy. The very failings you carry like chains around your heart are, in my eyes, opportunities for my grace to flood into the brokenness. Your wounds do not disqualify you from my love. Instead, they call me to tenderly bind and heal. I do not mock your pain or dismiss your struggles. I carry them with you, every tear, every sigh. You are not forgotten or neglected, even when you feel abandoned. I understand the ache of silence I sometimes allow, the waiting that stretches long beyond what patience seems possible. Yet this silence is not emptiness, but a sacred space where I prepare your heart for transformation. It's here that you learn the language of trust in what you cannot see and hope in what you cannot yet grasp. Do not rush from this place, my dear, for in the waiting, my spirit shapes you, refining your faith as gold purified in the fire. I am cultivating within you a strength that will endure beyond this season of struggle. Remember, beloved, that every beat of your heart is a testament to my sustaining power. Even when your spirit falters, even when your soul feels fractured, I am weaving you into a tapestry of beauty and purpose far beyond your understanding. Your pain is never wasted. It is the soil from which my life springs forth. Let me remind you gently that your story is not finished, and this moment is not your final chapter. Turn your gaze to me now, and despite the heaviness within, feel the warmth of my embrace enveloping you. I invite you into communion with me, a deep resting in my presence where no condemnation can reach. Bring your doubts, your fears, your failures. I have room for all of it. I will hold each one in my hands and transform them into stepping stones toward the abundant life I've promised you. Will you lean into this divine patience with me, dear child? Will you trust that my timing is perfect and my love is sufficient to carry you through this valley? Do not turn away from me now, even when your heart trembles. Instead, let my presence become your refuge, your strongest shield against the assaults that come to steal your peace. The journey through darkness is never traveled alone. I am your companion and your guide, shining light into every shadow. Let this truth settle deep within you. You are infinitely cherished, not because of what you do or don't do, but because of who I am and who I have created you to be. When the night feels endless, rest in the certainty that my love never fades, my mercy never runs dry, and my arms never grow weary of holding you close. You may not feel it yet, but in the heart of your deepest struggles, I am moving. Healing will come. Restoration is unfolding even now. The heaviness you carry will give way to the lightness of my joy and peace that surpass all understanding. So come to me in your brokenness. Open your hands, empty of pretense, and receive the grace that flows freely from my heart to yours. Will you come, beloved, and trust me enough to let go of the burdens that weigh you down? Will you let me lift you up, not by your own strength, but by the power of a love that is unshakable, eternal, and boundless? This is your invitation today to step out of the shadow of your pain and into the radiant light of my presence. I am here, loving you through it all, patient beyond measure, waiting to restore your soul to fullness. Let your heart not be troubled and do not turn away. Will you believe me this time? My beloved, have you ever found yourself wandering in the shadows of your own mind, caught in a relentless storm of doubt and uncertainty? I see you there, trembling before the unseen tempests that threaten to erode your faith and peace. This battle within you, the one where fear whispers deceit into your ear and anxiety paunts your tomorrows with shades of gray. Know that it is not a testimony of your weakness, but an invitation to draw closer to me. Fear is a cunning adversary, child. It creeps in quietly, disguising itself as caution or realism, and before you realize it has taken root in your heart. Anxiety follows in its wake, a heavy mist that clouds your vision and steals the breath from your sails. But I tell you now, this fear, this overwhelming weight, none of it has the final say over your life. I'm the everlasting stronghold, your refuge when the waves rise and roar louder than the cries of your soul. In moments when doubt assails you like an unrelenting tide, pause and listen for my whisper amidst the chaos. It is not always thunderous, my voice, but often a soft, steady heartbeat beneath the noise. Your trembling is known, your uncertainties held tenderly in my hands. I am patient with your hesitations, for faith is not the absence of doubt, but the quiet trust that follows in its wake. Consider the lilies that bow their heads beneath the storm, but rise again beneath the warming sun. They do not labor in fear or anxiety, for their roots run deep into the earth that sustains them. So too, must you anchor yourself in me. Let your roots sink into my promises, the steadfast love that refuses to be shaken by the winds of worry. When your heart races with questions of what if and what now, turn your gaze heavenward, knowing that even the stars in their countless glory are order within my hands. My beloved, resting in me does not mean the absence of challenges, but the assurance that you're never alone amidst them. When night feels endless, when your prayers echo unanswered, remember that silence is not my absence, but my invitation to deeper trust. I am weaving a tapestry of hope and purpose, even when your eyes cannot yet discern the pattern. Will you let go of the illusion of control, surrendering your fears into my capable hands? Will you choose to walk forward, not by sight, but by the steady torch of faith I hold aloft for you? Your trembling heart is not a peril, but a seedbed, planted deep and destined to bloom through trials into vibrant trust. This journey through doubt and anxiety is one I travel with you. I am holding you as the potter holds the clay, shaping your faith through the pressure and the pressing. Trust that every moment you feel weak is a moment I am strong on your behalf. Your fears are the very soil where faith grows resilient and bold. My dear child, come away with me now, lay your burdens at my feet, and listen to the quiet assurance of my presence. The storm may howl, but I am your unshakable peace. Let this truth settle deep within your spirit. Your fear is not the final word. Your anxiety need not be your master. In me you find rest, courage, and the promise of a dawn that always follows the darkest night. Will you believe me when I say, I am here and I will never leave you? Will you trust the unseen path beneath your feet, knowing I have gone before you and prepared the way? If your heart is stirring, do not turn away now. Let the light of my love extinguish the shadows of fear and anxiety, and step forward, wrapped in my unwavering embrace. My beloved, the weight of guilt and shame often settles heavily upon your soul, as if invisible chains bind your every step, whispering lies that you are unworthy of my love and forgiveness. Yet I'm here to speak tenderly into that worn and weary heart, to remind you that my mercy is deeper than the oceans, and my forgiveness is more vast than the skies that stretch beyond what your eyes can reach. These burdens that oppress you, those moments of regret, those failures that replay endlessly in your mind, do not define your essence. They are but shadows cast upon a radiant truth. You are mine, deeply cherished and completely forgiven. Consider how a skilled potter handles clay, working with patience even when the vessel is cracked or misshapen. So do I work with your heart, molding and shaping through the trials and mistakes. Each imperfection becomes a part of the beauty I'm crafting. The shame you carry is not a verdict upon your identity, but a veil that I'm lifting, a darkness I'm illuminating with light. You are being healed, beloved, even when you cannot see it yet. Healing is often a slow dance, not a sudden leap. I move gently, intentionally, inviting you to come to me and unload the heavy load you carry. I do not reproach or insist on perfect strength. I'm a refugee and a balm for every broken place. When guilt tries to convince you that your past choices place you beyond my reach, remember the countless times I have reached into the depths where you felt lost and pulled you back into the fullness of relationship with me. There's no sin too great, no failure too deep that cannot be met with my grace. The forgiveness I offer is not contingent on your ability to deserve it, but flows freely as the life-giving river of my unchanging love. You are cleansed, renewed, made whole again with every breath you take toward me. I invite you now to release burden and to trust in my eyes that see beyond your mistakes. Look with me upon the tapestry of your life, where every thread, dark or light, has a purpose in the masterpiece I am weaving. The very things you have tried to hide in shame are the places where my glory will shine the brightest once you surrender them to me. If your heart hesitates or trembles at this call, lean into my steady presence. Let me whisper healing into the deepest places where guilt has taken root. Will you come and lay down what you carry, allowing my grace to flood in and restore what has been broken? Reflect on the nature of forgiveness. Not only the forgiveness I freely pour upon you, but the forgiveness I ask you to extend toward yourself. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is the one reflected back in the mirror. I understand this struggle intimately. My love for you is steadfast even in these moments of self-condemnation. Let this truth be a gentle awakening. Forgiveness is a divine gift, and you're invited to receive it fully, with open hands and a heart ready to be transformed. Release the weight of shame, not by striving to prove your worth, but by resting in my unwavering acceptance. Each step you take toward releasing guilt is a step into the light of my renewing spirit. There is an ancient story that echoes through time about one who carried the heaviest burden of all and yet chose forgiveness when the world demanded otherwise. It's a story that dwells in the depths of my heart for you. I call you into that narrative not as a distant observer, but as the loved child who cannot escape my embrace. This story is not finished. You are still being written into it every day. The pages where you felt most defeated are ripe for renewal. What you thought was the end of your story is merely a new beginning shaped by mercy and hope. In my presence, there is no shame, only a continual invitation into wholeness. I am not waiting with a ledger of failures, but with arms open wide, ready to catch you when you fall and to lift you higher than before. Your past does not have the power to condemn you because I have overcome condemnation. This is the unshakable foundation upon which you stand. Let this truth settle in your heart and breathe new life into every painful memory. My forgiveness is the dawn that breaks through the darkest night within you. Beloved, remember this as you walk through your days. The love I have for you is not earned by your deeds, but given freely and abundantly. The chains of guilt and shame can be broken by one simple act: believing in my forgiveness. Choose to believe that you are forgiven now, not someday, not after certain feats of penance, but this very moment. The past no longer holds dominion over your spirit. My grace has triumphed and made a way for your freedom. Let yourself rest in this freedom and know that it is never too late to start anew. Now, I encourage you to open the hidden chambers of your heart and invite me to shine my healing light into each corner. If there are sins or sorrows you have hidden away, bring them out before me, not because I need to see them, but because the act of bringing them into my light frees you from their shadows. Allow the warmth of my love to dissolve the ice of condemnation that has wrapped itself around you. Let your tears flow freely if they come, for they are not signs of weakness, but of a soul longing for restoration. Together we will walk through this healing journey, one step at a time. I am not in a hurry, and you need not be either. When you feel overwhelmed, close your eyes and reach out. I am holding your hand always. You are more precious to me than any mistake you have made. Never forget that my forgiveness is the soil in which your hope can grow and blossom anew. Will you trust me with your heart today, allowing my mercy to cast out the shadows of shame and guilt? Do not turn away from this invitation, dear child. The path of healing and forgiveness is calling you through my voice. The grace that I extend is alive and powerful, ready to renew every broken place. Let your spirit be refreshed, your soul unburdened, and your identity in me reclaimed. I am here, waiting patiently for your yes, ready to pour out my redemptive love and make you whole again. Embrace this moment with courage and truth. Your restoration is just beginning. My dear, you have stood at the edge of shadows where fear, anxiety, and doubt gather like tempestuous clouds, threatening to dim the light within your soul. I see you there, trembling with questions that spiral endlessly, wondering if you are strong enough, if you're loved enough, if your journey even matters. Let me draw you closer into the quiet sanctuary of my presence, where these storms lose their grip. Fear is a cunning thief, stealing peace, whispering lies that poison your heart. Anxiety is a relentless wave crashing over you, telling you that tomorrow will only worsen the ache you feel today. Doubt is the shadow cast by a flickering candle, elongating fears into monsters that do not exist. Yet, my beloved, none of these is greater than the love I hold for you. When your heart races with dread, when your thoughts swarm with dark assumptions, remember that I am the unshakable refuge beneath your feet. Like a mighty fortress carved from ancient stone, my presence does not falter or fade. I am with you before the first breath of your worry and after the last pit of despair has dissolved. Your fears may sound loud within your mind, but my voice calls gently beneath the clamor. a calm river whispering to a restless soul, a steady hand reaching through the tumult. How many times have you felt this quiet, elusive peace in the midst of chaos and overlooked it as faint or insufficient? But this whisper is my promise. You will not be overwhelmed. Consider how the night sky holds countless stars even when darkness is complete. So it is with your life. Even if doubt clouds your vision, the stars are still there, awaiting your gaze. Faith is not the absence of fear, but the choice to trust despite the fear. It is the rudder that steadies your fragile vessel on turbulent seas, not by the control you think you need, but by surrendering to the one who commands the winds and waves. I do not expect you to walk in perfect confidence, nor do I condemn your trembling heart. Instead, I call you to place your anxieties before me, one by one, as gifts, not burdens, trusting that I will transform them. How many times have you wrestled with the question, will I be enough? Will I make it through this? Oh, beloved, I say to you, you have already made it through countless battles. You survived the silent nights when no one noticed your tears, the days when your spirit felt crushed beneath the weight of invisible burdens. These were not random struggles, but the groundwork for your victory. Your soul is being refined like pure gold in the fire, and I'm holding the flame. I'm not melting you to destroy. I am molding you into a vessel of my glory. Imagine yourself as a mighty oak tree standing firm through storm and calm alike. The roots reach deep into my love, anchoring you in what cannot be moved by the shifting winds of your emotions. Your branches may tremble and leaves may be shaken by fierce gusts, but your foundation remains steadfast because it is built on me. If you are feeling weary now, if doubt threatens to uproot your hope, press your roots deeper. Dip them into the river of my truth that never runs dry. Let the flow nourish every anxious thought, every fearful heartbeat. This is not weakness but holiness, the surrender that brings true strength. You are not alone in this battle with fear and doubt. Even my ancient servants wrestled with these shadows before walking in great triumph. They questioned, faltered, and cried out for clarity. Yet through their honest struggle, their souls clung to me. So I invite you now into a sacred partnership. Bring me your fears, your trembling questions, your weary spirit, and hear my heart respond. I'm not distant nor detached. I'm intimately involved in your struggles, eager to carry the weight I gave you power to bear. Let this truth settle in you. You are never abandoned in your fear or overwhelmed in your doubts. Now turn your gaze toward me, even if your eyes are blurred by worry. Let your hands, even if trembling, reach for my hand in trust. Rest your heavy heart on my chest, where the rhythm of grace beats a steady cadence of hope. Surrender is not defeat, my dear child, but the boldest act of faith imaginable. Just as no ship sails forward without yielding to the wind's direction, so your spirit must learn to trust my leading beyond what you can see. This path you walk is guarded by unseen angels, cradled by unwritten promises, carried on wings of divine purpose. I am not asking for perfection, but for presence. Your heart, present to me, even if it is battered and unsure. Every time you choose faith over fear, every moment you hold on when you want to let go, you're taking part in a divine victory that no earthly army can claim. Fear, anxiety, and doubt will never have the final word over your life, because I conquered what fears you. By my love, you are made triumphant. The struggle you face is real and heavy, but greater still is the power I have given you to overcome it. Remember, my beloved, that within every storm lies the promise of dawn. Just as the darkest night gives way to the brilliant light of morning, your fearful heart will be transformed by the light I shine within you. I am the morning star, the one who breaks the prison of shadow with the brilliance of hope unfailing. Your anxiety need not be a prison, but a gateway to deeper trust, a crucible in which your faith is born anew. Feel now the embrace of my spirit, wrapping around you like a warm cloak against the cold grip of your fears. Let me soothe the ache of uncertainty with my eternal presence. Allow your heart to rest fully in my care, knowing that as long as you hold on to me, your soul will be safe and your steps sure. You were never meant to fight these battles alone. I am fighting for you even when you cannot see it. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Bring your fears to the altar of my love. Speak to me honestly. Pour out your doubts, and wait in peaceful stillness for my voice that calms the tempest. This is your sacred invitation to trust not in what you feel, but in what I am, your unfailing refuge, your shield, your deliverer. Will you believe me this time? Will you lean not on your own understanding, but on the everlasting arms that never fail? I am here, holding you close through every fear, every anxious moment, every shadow of doubt. Let this truth take root in your soul and blossom into a fearless, unshakable faith. My beloved, I see the turmoil that stirs within your spirit, the restless wrestling with fear that shadows your days and haunts your nights. Fear is a mighty adversary, often cloaked in the unlikeliest of forms. Whispers of uncertainty, the trembling of your heart when faced with the unknown, the heavy weight of what might be instead of what is. It tempts you to shrink back, to question the steady path I set before you, to doubt the unfailing love that envelops you like a shield. But I am here, unwavering, a fortress for your trembling soul, a shelter in the storm. Consider the lilies of the field, how they neither toil nor spin, yet are arrayed in beauty beyond compare. They live in tender trust of my care, uninhibited by anxious planning for tomorrow's needs. You, my dear child, are far more precious to me than these mere blossoms. The breath you draw, the beat of your heart, the rescue from peril I have woven into the fabric of your life, each speaks of my intimate involvement with you. Do not let fear steal the peace I have prepared as an inheritance for you. Instead, lean into the quietude of my presence, for there, in that stillness, I regenerate hope and strengthen your resolve. I know that fear often comes wrapped in uncertainty, appearing as a shadow across your dreams, whispering doubt that grow loud and merciless. Sometimes it humbles you by reminding you of your limitations, your smallness against vast horizons. Yet remember, my dear, that it is not the size of your faith that moves mountains, but the size of your God. Your fear is never beyond my dominion. When the night grows darkest, the stars blaze brightest, not because they own the dark, but because they pierce through it with light. So do I illuminate the darkness of your fears. You're never alone in that valley. My hand reaches down, steady and sure, to lift you above the shadows. Let me remind you, the heart that is fearful is also the heart that longs deeply for security and love. It is the space where vulnerability meets the invitation to trust. Every trembling moment is an opening for me to show my steadfastness, for my promises to settle like a balm upon your restless spirit. When apprehension clouds your vision and your steps falter, call upon me, not in panic, but in quiet surrender. Feel the pulse of my covenant with you, an unbreakable bond built on eternal love. When you release your grip on worry, I fill your hands with peace, and your path is made straight beneath your feet. Fear tries to convince you that you are isolated, to keep you imprisoned behind the bars of anxiety, but I break every chain. I am your refuge, a sanctuary where your soul is safe. There's a sacred bravery in facing fear, not the absence of fear, but the courage to walk forward despite it. Trust is not a blind leap, but a deliberate choice to place your feet where I have already gone ahead. In the wilderness of uncertainty, my presence is like the pillar of fire and cloud that led my people in ancient times, guiding you with light by night and shade by day. Trust me to direct your steps, even when the way feels unsure. Know that fear often whispers its loudest just before a breakthrough, stirring up your heart before a new chapter unfolds. I'm crafting something beautiful from your trials, a strength forged in the crucible of your struggles, a hope that endures beyond present circumstances. When the floodwaters rise high and you feel overwhelmed, remember the ark was built while the rains were falling. Obedience in fear's presence is a declaration of faith. Will you decline my invitation to trust, even when your spirit trembles? Open your heart to me, for I am a loving Father who longs to calm every storm inside you. Fear can make your soul feel brittle, as though your very essence might crack under pressure. But my love is like a river that never runs dry, endlessly flowing and restoring. When fear threatens to estrange you from peace, call upon the deep well of my compassion and mercy. I'm not distant or detached. I'm intimately acquainted with every battleground within your heart. There's no fear so profound that it cannot be met with the quiet, powerful assurance of my presence. Let my peace, like a river, flood your heart and mind, washing away all that diminishes your joy. Do not despair, my child, at the weight of your fear. Instead, see it as a sacred invitation to deepen your faith. Each moment you resist the pull of fear, you claim a victory that echoes beyond your present trial. Fear is a teacher, though harsh. It can either imprison you or propel you closer to my embrace. Will you dare to choose freedom? Freedom rooted not in the absence of fear, but in the presence of me? Let the truth settle in you. I am your refuge, your fortress, your ever-present help. Nothing that grips your heart can separate you from my love. Even when the night seems long and your breath comes short, I am your steadfast companion. When anxiety tightens its grip, recall the times I have upheld you, when you could not stand on your own. My faithfulness has never failed. Your story is woven with my redemption and grace. In those moments of trembling, close your eyes, breathe in my peace, and let your soul find rest in me. I am holding you, cradling you with hands made strong by love eternal. Will you trust me anew today? Let your heart rise in surrender, as a dove released to soar above the storm clouds. You are not defined by your fears, but by my victory in your life. Step forth with courage, wrapped in my promises and upheld by my grace. Fear may knock, but it will not find a home in the chamber of your heart where I dwell. Choose faith, choose peace, choose me. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Embrace this moment of stillness and surrender, and let my love flood your soul, conquering all fear with perfect peace. My dear, as you journey through the complex tapestry of faith, you often wrestle with the shadows of doubt that creep into your heart when the night feels darkest and the path most obscured. Doubt is an echo in the cavern of your soul, a whisper that challenges your trust in me, especially when promises seem delayed or unexplained trials press upon you. Yet doubt does not signify failure nor abandonment, but rather the very space within you where faith is summoned to grow stronger, where the seeds of trust are planted deeper into your being. I know the ripples of uncertainty that disturb your peace. I see the questions that arise when answers seem silent. Your heart's longing for clarity is not unnoticed by me. I'm watching over every trembling thought and every hesitant step taken with faith's fragile hand. Understand that faith and doubt are not enemies, but companions in the pilgrimage of spiritual life. Just as the night sky is not less beautiful because of passing clouds, your soul's calling toward me is not diminished by moments of hesitation or questioning. The shadows stretch long where light has yet to reach, but I'm the unfailing light behind those shadows, waiting patiently to be welcomed in your darkest hour. Let this truth settle in you. Your doubt is an invitation, not a condemnation. It beckons you to come closer, to seek me not with perfect certainty, but with a vulnerable heart willing to receive my reassurance. I am patient with you, gracious in the quiet spaces where you wrestle with uncertainty, and tender when you feel overwhelmed by questions without answers. My dear, the path through doubt is not a detour but a sacred passage, an unfolding of trust that leads you into deeper communion with me. There is profound intimacy in the struggle itself, for I honor the bravery it takes to face the unknown within your soul and say, I will still seek you. It is in these moments I am drawing you closer, revealing the depth of my love and faithfulness. As you pause and breathe in the stillness of my presence, listen carefully. My voice may be softer than you expect, but it carries power and peace to calm your racing mind. When anxiety attempts to silence your hope, I speak peace to your spirit. When fear whispers lies of abandonment, I remind you that you are my beloved, surrounded always by my unyielding care. Let your heart lean into this divine assurance, not relying on your own understanding, but resting in the still waters of my steadfast love. If your heart is stirring amidst the tension of faith and doubt, do not turn away from me. Instead, lean in, for I am nearer than breath. There is a sacred beauty in surrender that blossoms when you release the desperate need to control every facet of your walk with me. Trust is the gentle fruit that grows when you extend your hand into mine without grasping too tightly, when you allow my timing and my ways to take root in your heart, even when they differ from your expectations. Faith is not the absence of questions, but the courageous act of believing despite them. The quiet, yet potent declaration that my love is greater than your fears, and that my plans are woven with purpose beyond what you see. The trials that buffet your soul are not random waves to cast you into despair, but deliberate currents that carry you toward greater reliance on me. Each unanswered question, each season of waiting, is a brushstroke on the masterpiece of your faith, painting a picture of resilience, hope, and enduring love. Consider the stars in the night sky, constant, shining, yet often unseen behind the veil of clouds. They do not cease to exist or diminish in brightness simply because your eyes cannot find them immediately. So too, my promises and my presence remain constant, even when your heart cannot perceive them. I am the unseen anchor, holding you firm when your soul feels adrift. My light guides your steps through the fog of doubt, even when you must take them in faith, without visual confirmation. I am with you always, orchestrating every moment, with tender wisdom and unshakable love. Will you believe me this time, and let my presence envelop the restless stirrings within you? Will you choose to trust that I am at work, even when you cannot trace my hand? This journey through faith and doubt is sacred. Each question you carry and every tear you shed is known and cherished by me. You are not walking this path alone. I am your constant companion, your refuge, your unwavering support. Your doubts are not failures to be hidden, but milestones in your growing relationship with me. Open your heart without fear, bring your questions without shame, and know that my grace is sufficient for you through every season of uncertainty. As you step forward, let your spirit be bolstered by the truth that you are deeply loved, fully known, and tenderly held in my embrace. Reflect now on this. How might you invite me into the chambers of your doubt today, allowing my light to dispel the shadows and reignite your trust? Will you reach toward me with an open heart, ready to receive the peace only I can give? Let this path of faith, woven with threads of doubt and trust, lead you ever deeper into my everlasting love. I am here with you, always near and never leaving, calling you onwards, not to perfection, but to a profound and living relationship with me. In your vulnerability, I reveal my strength. In your uncertainty, I unfold my faithfulness. Do not fear the tangled moments where doubt arises. Embrace them as opportunities to deepen your walk with me, to discover new depths of trust, and to bask in the quiet assurance of my unending presence. I am your God, the beginning and the end, the steady light in the shifting shadows. Place your hand in mine and step forward with courage, knowing that together our journey is beautiful and forever secure. If your spirit lingers here, feeling the tremors of uncertainty yet longing for my peace, do not turn away from this tender invitation to trust. Embrace the dance of faith and doubt as a holy dialogue between your soul and mine, a conversation that draws you closer into the warmth of my love and the strength of my promise. The journey is not about erasing doubt, but about learning to walk through it hand in hand with me, trusting that I carry you safely every step of the way. Your faith, even when faltering, is precious to me beyond words. Let us walk this road together, one step at a time, toward the radiant dawn of unwavering trust and profound peace. Beloved, I see the weight that dwells in your heart, the fear that often coils tightly within, whispering doubts and breeding shadows where light wants to dwell. It is not uncommon for my children to carry such invisible burdens, those unseen tremors of anxiety that shake the foundation of their faith and cast long, dark silhouettes over moments meant for joy. But hear me now. The fears that assail you are not the final verdict of your journey. They are mere ripples upon a vast ocean that I have commanded with tenderness and might. Fear, anxiety, and doubt can feel like crystalline chains forged in the depths of your spirit, binding the freedom I've longed to give you since the dawn of your existence. Yet, remember the nature of the clay. You are in the potter's hands, being shaped even now. Where you see cracks and fractures born from your trembling heart, I see trenches where living water will flow to renew and restore. I have designed the very fabric of your being to withstand these harsh trials, not because you must rely on your frail strength, but because I am the fortress that shields you in storm's rage. The greatest heroes of faith, those revered in the quiet places of eternity, did not journey without fear. They stumbled, grappled with unseen terrors lurking beneath their skin, and wrestled with the uncertainty of what lay beyond the horizon. Yet in their grappling, I stood by them, not as a distant judge or cold observer, but as the tender shepherd who gathers the trembling lambs close to his heart. My presence was their refuge, and that presence is equally yours. There is no fear too large nor doubt too deep that can separate you from my embrace. When anxiety threatens like a tide rising against a fragile vessel, know this: I am the anchor that holds firm beneath the waves. Your thoughts may race like wild horses across untamed fields. Your heart may pound with unpredictable rhythms. But I whisper peace, greater than any storm. The peace I offer does not depend on your circumstances or understanding. It is rooted in the eternal, unshakable truth of my love for you. This love surrounds you, enfolds you, and sings over you a lullaby of hope and security. I do not expect you to get it right or to fix the broken pieces of your soul in your own strength. The journey from fear to faith is not about perfection. It is about a gradual surrender to a love that is faithful beyond measure. You may wonder, how do I let go? How do I trust when trembling seems so much louder than faith? My dear child, the answer lies in a simple, quiet act of turning your gaze to me amid the storm. When your mind races too fast to follow, let your heart slow enough to listen. When words fail you, let your silence become a bridge for my spirit to speak. There is no shame in fear. There is understanding, healing, and transformation. Even in your moments of doubt, your soul is not abandoned. Rather, it is the very stage upon which my power can prove itself stronger than every trembling thought. What seems like a weakness is often the seedbed for the greatest testimonies of courage and trust. When you surrender these fears to me, you invite my strength to rise like dawn, breaking over the horizon, illuminating paths you could not see before. I invite you now, beloved, to take a moment, a deep breath that reaches beyond physical lungs and fills that empty place within with divine peace. Let this peace saturate your spirit and whisper over your anxious thoughts. Lay down the burdens that feel too heavy and allow me to carry them for you. This is not a call to escape reality, but to meet it with a heart steady and assured by my nearness. I am weaving hope through the threads of your anxious moments. Sometimes those threads feel fragile, but in my hands, they form a tapestry of exquisite beauty. This tapestry tells the story of a beloved child who learned that fear is not the enemy, but an invitation to deeper faith. I craft endurance from uncertainty and courage from trembling steps. You are part of this divine artistry, ever growing into the fullness of who you were created to be. Do not despair when anxiety returns. That is only the echo of a battle being fought and soon won through obedience to trust. When you feel lost in the shadows of doubt, I am the light guiding you to green pastures and still waters. When worries crowd your mind, remember the promise that I am a refuge, a strength, an ever-present help in trouble. This is no mere platitude. It is the declaration of a God who has gone before you, who walks beside you, and who will never leave your side. Will you lean into this truth, child? Will you allow yourself to lean on me when the waves of fear surge too high? Remember, faith is not the absence of fear, but the deliberate choice to move forward despite it, hand in hand with your Creator, who sees every tear and every trembling breath. I am the harbor where your storm-tossed soul can find rest. Let your heart consider this now. And as you ponder my love wrapping around your anxieties, choose to trust me anew. You are not alone. You never will be. I am your fortress, your calm in the chaos, your steady rock beneath shifting sands. Step out of the shadows, where fear waits, and into the light of my promise, a light that darkness cannot overcome. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Embrace this moment of grace and know that in the silence between your thoughts, my voice is there, steady, present, and full of love. Come here, child. Rest your fears in my hands. I will strengthen you from within and walk with you into the peace you seek. My beloved, I know how deeply the tides of feeling lost, abandoned, and unseen can sweep over your heart like a relentless tempest. The nights when silence feels heavier than 1,000 storms, and the days stretch endlessly beneath a sun that seems indifferent to your yearning. These moments of solitude, when it seems as though no eye watches over you and no hand reaches out, are some of the darkest corridors you will ever walk. But in these very places where you feel forsaken, I am there, closer than breath, more present than thought. When you feel lost, as though you are wandering without compass or map, remember that I am the God who made the stars for you, who scattered the vastness of the heavens so that your soul could find its path in the night. The wilderness of your confusion is not without purpose or guide. Even in the bleakest fog, I am the gentle light that does not flicker or fail. You may not see me, but I am drawing you with tender cords, leading you toward a destiny too wonderful for your understanding. Do not give up on hope, for it is the voice I have placed deep within your spirit, calling you home. Abandonment is a wound that cuts to the very marrow of your being. When the world turns its back and the voices that once cheered your existence fall silent, doubt creeps like shadowed vines over your soul. Yet I have never absent-mindedly turned away from you. I see the tear that you hide, the sigh that goes unnoticed. I am the father who never fails to open the door, the friend who never walks away in the hour of most profound need. When the ache of isolation weighs heavy, you are lying in my arms, cherished beyond all imagining. Let this truth settle in you. You are never outside the reach of my unwavering love. Feeling unseen stings with a particular sharpness, does it not? When your efforts, your kindness, your prayers seem like whispered echoes fading into empty halls. When invisible to human eyes, you wonder if you matter at all. But hear me now. I am watching. Every tear, every question, every silent plea is etched upon my heart. I'm the one who knitted you together with such exquisite care, who delights in you like no other. You are seen as no eye has seen another soul. Your value is infinite, not measured by human recognition, but by the eternal gaze of my affection. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away, but lean into my vision of you. The journey through loneliness is neither quick nor easy, but it is a path toward intimacy with me, toward a deepening of the bond that death cannot sever. When the world ceases to understand you, I am the companion who knows every scar and every secret joy. Your feelings of being lost, abandoned, or unseen are not your destiny, but the gateway to a miraculous encounter, a reclaiming of your soul in the depths of my presence. Trust me to transform your deserts into gardens, your silent nights into hymns of joy. In this waiting, do not rush to fill the emptiness with distractions or despair. Instead, sit quietly with me in the void and allow my peace to seep into the fissures of your broken heart. Like a potter molding clay, I am at work shaping a new masterpiece from every fragment you think is lost. Your pain is not wasted. It is the fertile ground in which I plant beautiful, new life. Let the silence be your sanctuary, where my whispers become the steady rhythm that guides your steps. Will you believe me this time, even when it feels uncertain? Remember that every great story of redemption involves a moment of feeling utterly forsaken, only to rise with a new understanding and strength. Your struggles are chapters in the narrative of divine love that never concludes. Every instance you have felt unseen and lost is known and woven into the fabric of my eternal plan, crafted to bring you into a place of fullness and joy. If doubts cloud your vision, lift your eyes beyond the horizon, beyond the empty spaces where human hearts fail, and behold the eternal sky where I am reigning. You were never meant to journey alone, and even when those who should hold you close withdraw, I am the constant presence who clings to your soul with fierce devotion. You belong. Your life shines with significance that neither time nor circumstance can erase. My dear child, lay down your burdens of isolation at my feet. Draw near and feel the warmth of my embrace surrounding you, the strength of my promises enfolding you, and the assurance that you are seen, known, and infinitely treasured. Take the first step now. Reach out silently in your heart and receive the healing presence that only I can give. Every moment you feel invisible, I am creating a tableau of glory that reflects your beauty and purpose. With all the love that transcends the heavens, I am whispering your name. Do not turn away from me. There is a deep well of belonging waiting for you to drink. You are my beloved, fully known and never abandoned. Open your heart to the truth that you are seen, and in that revelation, find your restoration and peace. My beloved, as we come full circle in this sacred journey, I want you to breathe deeply into the truth of who you truly are, the radiant image of my boundless love, an intrinsic part of the divine tapestry I've woven since the very beginning of time. You are not a momentary flicker in the vast expanse of existence, but a steadfast lightning bolt of purpose and grace, ignited with eternal intention. Every fiber of your being pulses with the echo of my heart. You were crafted not by accident, but with infinite precision and tenderness. It may be easy to forget in the swirls of daily turmoil, but know this: I have never let go of your hand, nor will I ever. I have walked beside you through deserts of doubt and over mountains of joy, always whispering your true name, calling you to the fullness of your destiny. When you feel stripped of hope, as though the clouds have swallowed the sun, remember that even the darkest nights are part of my grand design, a veil behind which the brightest stars await their unveiling. Within you lies a light that no shadow can overcome, because I have placed my eternal flame there. This light is your identity, your belonging, your invitation to rise anew. It is not earned by your achievements, nor diminished by your failures. It radiates eternally because it is rooted in me, your Father and Creator. My love is a fortress and a refuge, steadfast against the storms of life and the unexpected cliffs you might face. When weariness weighs heavily upon your soul, lean deeply into my embrace, where renewal flows like rivers of crystal waters. Here you are restored beyond measure, and your feet find firm ground again. Look upon yourself through the lens of my unwavering gaze, not through the fleeting eyes of the world or the harsh judgments you might carry. You are my beloved, clothed in righteousness and crowned with purpose. Your scars, though deeply personal, are woven into a narrative of healing that will one day testify to the miraculous workings of my grace. I have ordained every step you take, and though you may not see the road clearly, trust that I am the light before you and the anchor behind. The seasons of waiting, the moments of silence, the quiet surrender are all essential chapters in the symphony I am composing within your life. Each breath you take is a note of faith, a declaration that you are willing to trust me even when the path seems uncertain. There is a sacredness in your journey, intimate whispers between your soul and mine that no one else can hear. I am not distant or indifferent. I am near, my ear attuned to the softest sighs of your heart. You belong fully to me, and I delight endlessly in your presence. Do not allow loneliness or despair to convince you otherwise. My spirit is the gentle companion who sings hope into your spirit and breathes courage into your weary bones. Even when you cannot feel me, I am there, steady as the ancient mountains, unwavering as the tides. Your identity is sealed with my love, forever unbreakable, compelling you to stand tall and reclaim every promise I have spoken over your life. As you continue forward, remember that your calling is unique and indispensable. I've placed within you the gifts, talents, and desires to fulfill a purpose that no one else can accomplish. The world may not immediately recognize or reward your efforts, but I see. I see the sacrifices, the silent battles, the moments of surrender that no one else witnesses. All these are being gathered into a great harvest of glory that will reveal my hand at work through you. Your life is a testament to my faithfulness, a beacon that will draw many to find rest and hope in me. As you step deeper into this calling, lean wholly on my strength, allow my wisdom to guide you, and walk in the confidence of one who is deeply known and eternally loved. So I call you now, my dear child, to rise with courage and with peace. Know that you are cherished beyond measure, anchored in my everlasting embrace, and destined to shine brightly amidst the world's darkest corners. The identity I have given you is your sacred inheritance. Claim it boldly. Your soul's belonging in me is unshakable and perpetual. No force can sever the divine connection knitted in love and grace. Stand firm in this truth. You are mine, and I am yours. Together we will journey beyond the horizon of fear, beyond the borders of doubt, into the fullness of joy and purpose I have prepared. I rejoice over you with singing. Will you rejoice with me? Let this final truth settle deep into your heart and soul. You are a masterpiece, beloved and precious. Your story is far from over, and the best of my promises yet await you. If your spirit is stirred, do not withhold your heart. Receive this love, share it freely, and let it transform you from the inside out. Walk forward, not in your own strength, but in the power of my Spirit, and watch how the ordinary moments become extraordinary through my hand. You are not alone, now or ever. You are my child, my beloved, and I am forever with you. Amen. Now, if this message has touched your soul, I invite you to treasure it, to share it with those who wander, and to keep it close as a reminder of the unending love I pour into your life. Let it be a beacon to others and a wellspring of hope whenever you need to return to the heart of truth. You are held, you are cherished, you are enough.